we're going to check out a little gameplay demo that you guys showed off last night. And I have a lot of questions about this because, first of all, I want to hear from your words. How would you just describe the crew to those who have no idea what the game is?
So it's a big game to describe in one sentence, but if you press me, and that's what you're doing, it's an open world MMO driving game that features the entire USA.
Right. And it seemed like there was a lot of, in the trailers, a lot of customization. It seemed to be a huge, like, I thought you were just showing off kind of like, it's a cool trailer, it's a lot of stuff, but when you got into it, like, there's a lot of customization in the game, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, one of my favorite games over the last 10 years, especially car games, was Need for Speed Underground, Need for Speed Underground 2. And that sort of focus on performance and aesthetic customization, I feel we've kind of lost that in the driving game genre. So what we really wanted to do is get back to those roots and give people really so many options to customize their vehicles for performance and for their aesthetics to reflect their personality, really push that super far. So that's what we've got at the heart of the game. You want to strip away the body of your car, see the insides of the engine, change little performance parts, you can do that.
Well, just talking about that, how nitty-gritty you guys went, and then going here where you see the map on the other side, it sounds like it's a pretty big game. When you were driving through Vegas and you said, if you want to drive to the Strip, you could. It's going to take us too long if we do that. How big is this game?
You see those mountains up there?
Yes.
You can drive all the way over there.
What happens if I get to the tip?
Oh, yeah, there are things to discover over there. There are challenges, there are collectibles. There are lots of things to do everywhere you go. So you can't like fall off the side of the States, but there'll be lots and lots of things to do.
Now, when you're talking about these areas, we jump from like Miami to Vegas and all these different places. Can I just drive from LA to New York?
Yeah, it was impractical doing that during the conference because it would have lasted like an hour and a half. But yeah, it's one contiguous area. You want to drive from Los Angeles to New York, you can do that. But that'll be a side mission for us. It won't be a major big deal.
So you have like a cannonball run or something like that?
Cannonball run is perfect. I mean, that sort of spirit of Route 66 cutting across the country is really there. And last week, two of our guys in the team, because we knew we were going to be asked that question, so we set off a race between an off-road vehicle and a high-speed performance vehicle that had to stay to the highways and started a race from the East Coast to the West Coast. Took the off-road vehicle about 2 hours and a half, the on-road vehicle, the performance vehicle, about an hour 45 minutes. And that was one speed run.
I was going to ask, because I've played my fair share of racing games. One that comes to mind is Midnight Club Los Angeles, where living in LA, it was not to scale, because I can get from Santa Monica downtown LA in 4 seconds, which we know is not true. How much to scale is the United States to the game?
I wouldn't give you a figure, because I don't know, but what we've really tried to do is make it as fun as possible. So it's not one-to-one, because driving for 3 days long in the game wouldn't be that much for them, especially if there's traffic on the roads, you know.
Right.
So what we're trying to do is to create the most varied environment possible. The scale, to give you an impression, the size of our New York City is the same as Liberty City in Grand Theft Auto 4. Right. Plus we've got Chicago, Los Angeles, Las Vegas, San Francisco, Miami, New Orleans, all of these other cities in the game.
Well, it sounds like it's, when you say Liberty City, I immediately just think of dense but detailed. Do you have that kind of detail? I mean, we're looking at it right now here. It looks pretty detailed. I'm assuming almost every city is like this?
Oh yeah, almost every city is like this. The difference, I think, is that we're built to go past at 200 miles per hour. So the detail is there to give that sort of visual density and to give this impression of speed. But it's not a game where, just like in Grand Theft Auto, you're going to be able to get out of your car and you've got the impression you can go to the bodega. This is really super fast driving through cities.
I have to ask from a design standpoint, do you guys drive to all these cities? Do you fly to all these and you look at them, or are you just looking at Google Maps and saying, that looks good?
It's a combination of different things. So first thing is we did research trips. So we saw lots of different places firsthand, took thousands of reference photos. Second thing is our vision of the US is actually very movie. There's a filmic quality to it. So we picked apart movies like Miami Vice, the Michael Mann movie, lots of movies on New York, and saw how the ambiences were done there. Saw the iconic nature of those places like that. And the third thing is Google Maps. So constructing all three of those gives a pretty good vision of our United States, if you will.
And I have to ask you, because you're saying it is an MMO, that pretty much means you have to be online, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so if say my internet went out, I would not be able to play the game at all?
Well, the save is online, so it's just like a cloud save on Xbox 360 today. If the internet goes out while you're playing World of Warcraft, you can't play World of Warcraft. It's the same thing for this game.
Gotcha. And just kind of the idea, because you're an MMO, is there going to be a monthly subscription fee?
No, man. I'm a console gamer at heart. This is really on the disc. You get the stakes, you get the online world, the persistent world, the MMORPG, the customization. There's no monthly fee.
Well, for me personally, like I play online a few times, but I'm kind of I don't know, I'm a little antisocial, and I don't really talk to people online. If I were to go on and just play by myself, I'm just going to run into randoms. Do I just is some jerk going to maybe just run me off the road?
No, we've got systems in place to protect you from that, and I feel for people who like to play just by themselves, I'm very much the same. So to ease people like that through the game, we've got a story that'll take you from Detroit to the East Coast, to the South, to the Mountain States, to the West Coast, and that's playable all by yourself. But if you're comfortable playing with a couple of your friends but nobody else, you can create a crew with those friends, and every single mission is able to do cooperatively too.
Now, a lot of games have actually tried this. Not a lot. There's a few. Need for Speed Online. I believe the last Burnout attempted it with Paradise. What are you guys doing that's different, that's going to separate you in the driving world?
So apart from an entire country, an online persistent world, customization pushed, I think all of these things together really create something that's very different from what's available today. I love these driving games, and I think that the competitive landscape is huge. Forza, crazy quality. Need for Speed, crazy quality. GT, crazy quality. I think none of them propose this open world experience where there's so much variety and so many vehicles that you can drive in so many different ways. So that's really what I think we're bringing.
Very cool. And because I have to just keep harping on this, because I heard the word MMO and it's blowing my mind, what kind of update support will there be for the game, especially the new consoles? I understand it's a lot easier to patch games now. Will you still be able to serve updates with new cars possibly, or new locations maybe that weren't as detailed before?
I think so. I mean, my focus today is just getting this baby out.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but I think that it makes sense for us to support the game long term, and it's big enough for us to do that too.
Very cool. Well, I mean, I did not see a car racing game come from Ubisoft at that press conference yesterday, and the crew looks pretty damn good. And we're taking questions now from you guys. I believe Steve and Larson are standing by our Twitter wall.
Hey!
Please shout questions to my friend and I here, and we will talk about them.
Will do. First up, we got Games Dean, which is a great name, by the way.
That is an awesome name.
It's a great name. What is the extent of customization
That's
in
the one?
the crew?
Yeah.
So what's the extent of customization in the crew?
Yeah.
So the customization is really built around several classes. The way we approached it was, you've got your street racing, you've got off-road vehicles, and you've got circuit racing. Those are the three major families. Within street racing, you can have different performances. And each one is not just performance, but it's also aesthetics. In off-road, we've got dirt cars that are built for dirt tracks, but we've also got raid cars. And raid cars, they're built for pure off-road, so going through forests, like dodging trees. They're inspired by the Paris-Dakar vehicles, or Baja race vehicles, so pure off-road, built for punishment, built for endurance races. In circuit races, circuit cars, they're pure driving.
Yeah.
And for the aesthetics, each car has got multiple pieces, from the skirts to the rims to the hoods to the rear spoilers, that you can pick and choose and customize. And because the game is an RPG, we've got enough pieces for you to just let go on it.
Well, it's on that trailer. It looked like you could, adjust the piston in the engine. Not going to get that detail?
Yeah, we show the pistons, but we're changing the engine parts, but not individual pistons.
Gotcha.
But what I like about that is you've got the pistons, but you've got the entire USA in the same demo.
Gotcha.
And that's pretty cool.
Very cool. Let's go to our next question, fellas.
Yeah, Donald Gaming. We have another question from Donald Gaming. Says, will there be tracks that can be made and downloaded by the users?
Will there be tracks that can be made and downloaded by users?
Yeah.
For the time being, no. But we're working on something. Maybe this will make the launch date. I hope this will make the launch date. But I'd love this system called the mortar shot, where a crew of people could take a mortar, like a grenade, a point, and just throw it as far as they want, and that's going to be the end line for your race. And then it's an off-road race to get to that point.
Really?
It's not in the game, but I'm trying to get it in the game.
Very cool. I think we have time for one or two more questions.
Yep, we got this one up here from Nick Nays. He asked, would it be possible to
Would it be possible, say, to drive from New York to LA if we wanted to?
I believe we answered that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's a side mission in the game. It's not one of the story missions, it's a side mission. So that's
insane.
how big and varied the whole game will be.
Cool. All right. I think we're tossing back Stephen Larson. I believe that is it for all of our questions. Thank you so much, guys. Joel, thank you for talking to us. Game looks awesome, man.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, dude. Hey there, got some free time for E3. Good. Starting on June 11th to the 13th, tune in for our 24-hour E3 coverage featuring the latest gameplay, hardware, and trailers from the biggest gaming convention of the year. Catch it all on your phone, tablet, computer, or other rectangular viewing device right here at Machinima or on your 360 with our patented Machinima app. Patent